Hello and welcome to the chart show where we'll be doing all your requests, just making sure this is working. Thank you all for coming back. What we're going to do is start off with members' requests. If you do want to give a super chat as well, we can do your chart requests, but we're going to be looking at all your requests while we wait for everyone to come in. Just a reminder of XRP's chart, we are on its final level of support, just above its bull market support band, where we're looking to hopefully, best case scenario will be to hold this level of support around $2.08, and then the next level you're looking around $2 again and slightly below, all the way down to about $1.80, and then we start getting concerned that XRP might be falling into a bear market. We are also looking at a Bitcoin here, where Bitcoin is looking like 75,000 might be the next level of support. We're hoping for a bounce around that level. If we break below 75,000, then it can be a long way down to closer to around 60 and then 50,000. But we're looking at $75,000 next. What we're going to be doing is listening to your requests. So let's go into the live chat. Let's see who's got their first request. If you want to make sure your request gets answered, then you can do a super chat. If you're not a member and you want a request, here is the link to become a member. Also, if you purchase a item of merchandise, let me know and we can do your request as well. But let's start off with the first request, which is from Kent. Nvidia. Let's have a look at Nvidia. If you have just tuned in, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Looking at Nvidia, yeah, I mean it's what we've said. I mean we're on the weekly time frame, but we've said over and over again, Nvidia is not holding its level of $140, which is key. Lower highs, don't be surprised for $100. Yeah, Nvidia to me, if this wider stock market crash continues, we're looking at $100 for Nvidia again, and then if it's a recession, if we're looking at worse situation where the economy is not in a good way, the S&P 500 continues to drop, Nvidia, we do have levels much lower as well, $70 and $50. Again, I'm not saying they're going to go down that low, but I'm going to keep reminding you that is a possibility. If we do capitulate, if this bubble bursts for AI and Nvidia, you're looking at $70 as well, and worst case $50. But let's take it one step at a time. The next level I'm looking at is $100. All throughout this, I've been saying be careful. That a top could be likely 140. Just before we get into all these chart analysis, I don't want to forget and say anything I say is not financial advice. Please do not say what my buy levels aren't your buy levels. I'm just looking at the charts for educational and entertainment purposes. Please do not buy based on anything I'm saying. Please do not sell based on anything I'm saying. Nothing I'm saying is financial advice. It's just my thoughts and opinions, and I just enjoy doing this as a hobby. So do not take it as advice. But again, that's the areas where the chart was looking a bit bearish on Nvidia, bearish divergence, not being able to hold all-time highs. The next key level is $100 for Nvidia, and it looks like we are heading that way. Let's go back to your comments. Cup of tea, says Saab. Cup of tea in your Martin Lucas mug. This is a coffee mug there. Vaz is here. Hello, welcome in, Vaz. Hope you're doing well. You know what time it? You know what time it is, brother. Yes. What time is it, Vaz? Evening, Saab. Good, bro. Google. Sorry, I thought you said good, bro. Brand new stocks, but is new back stock. Okay, let's do Google first. Let's have a look at Google. Last I remember is Google is making all-time highs constantly, but doesn't mean it's a good buy. Yeah, let's get rid of the moving averages. I mean, Google's in a nice uptrend. It's just I don't like buying stocks when they're near their all-time highs. Last buy for Google was around $92. Now it's nearly doubled. There is a nice sort of upwards trend on Google. I mean, it's not all-time highs. All-time highs is 210. So you do have a nice pullback on Google, 15% or so. So the next technical level is near where we are, maybe $164, $150 will be the next one. if you're DCAing the trend, the reason I say if you're dollar cost averaging is because the overall trend on Google is very much the upside. The short-term, medium-term trend for Google is to the upside, so it has higher lows, and that's always what we look for in charts to see what's going on, what the structure is. And you see all of these lows; they are all higher. You've got higher highs. Thank you for the super chats, Kent.
Kent Paranormal and Herbex donated £2 through a super chat. SPC, please.
Thank you, Kent. You'll be straight after this. If you do give a super chat, you know that your chart's going to be done, and we'll skip straight to you. So Kent, we'll go straight to you in just 30 seconds. So you've got higher lows, you've got higher highs. The trend is to the upside. The long-term trend is also to the upside. So for me, Google's one of those stocks you just DCA into. It's not like Nvidia where it could be dragged into the hype, where it's gone up in a straight line in the last couple years. Google has always constantly gone up in a way where it's higher highs, higher lows, with some incremental stock market crashes. So again, with Google, I'll be DCAing, putting a bit of money on the side, buying on larger crashes, and those larger crashes for Google would be around coming all the way back down to $105. So I'd keep some money on the side for that. But because the trend is so bullish, it's one of those stocks I would DCA into. And the trend right now looks bullish on Google, with the next technical levels being around $153, and the next level to break or take profits $207. Skipping straight to SPCE for Kent is wow. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the super chat. The only issue is with SPC continuing to make further lows and lows is the technical analysis sort of goes out the window because you don't have any support levels. You're not really focusing on anything. The only thing I can tell you is the trend is just continuously to downside. If you take a Fibonacci, the only level of technical analysis you can take is from the all-time low at $5.30 to that moves the upside to $8. You look at the 1618, it's exactly where we are. There's not very many more levels. Well, I mean, you do have 50 cents as well. However, this is the main level, the 1618. That's where we are at. The main only technical level left. We were at it. That's why I've drawn that line before. We've come to it. We're finally there. We drew this line around $5. $3.41. If you want to take a punt, you can take a punt. Remember, this is very high risk. The market capitalization of this stock is now $121 million. So risk to reward could be quite good. Put some money in that you can afford to lose. Again, not advice, but if you can afford to lose the money, and you like SBC, if SBC continues to stick around and it does everything it's promised, then you'll see SBC maybe go back all the way up to $100. Again, it's if they get it all together right now at $3, $100 is a possibility. It's a high risk position. It is at a technical level at $3.40. You are trying to catch a falling knife if you do buy here. It is very high risk. There is a possibility the stock goes to zero. There's a possibility the next level is 50 cents. However, risk to reward, I wouldn't mind. I might tonight, for open tomorrow, put some money into SBC just as a punt to look back on in 5 years' time and say, wow, I caught the bottom of SBC. Technically, if you look at technicals, the main thing to look at is you zoom out and you see it just keeps making lower lows, lower highs. Meaning that the trend is just to zero, it keeps going down. If the other piece of technical analysis you can look at is a Fibonacci from that low to this high, and you're looking at this level where we're at now being the next technical level, where you can either buy for the long term or hope, because you're oversold in the RSI, you can be hoping that next week you have a big bounce and you make yourself 64% in a few weeks, getting back up to the next level of around $5. So that's what traders would be looking for the next oversold area which we are currently oversold. Maybe looking for some bullish divergence if this level holds, and then hoping to get a big bounce on Monday or this week where you take it up to $5.40 and they sell within the week. You've got the two investors, the traders that will buy it, sell it next week if you do get a good pump and they see what they want on the charts, which could possibly be this RSI which is oversold. Could be a possibility of what they're looking for. Yeah, because that the RSI is oversold. There could be some bullish divergence. So traders might be looking at that to buy it, sell it next week with a 60% profit. There might be those institutional investors or those retail investors which foresee SBC surviving the next few years, getting into that Delta fleet, and then seeing a possibility of a massive return on their investments up to $100 risk to reward, taking a big risks. To possibly see a big reward. Those are the two people that would be considering buying right now on SBC. But yeah, thank you for your super chat. And it's your 10th super chat on a live stream, so congratulations. Thank you for supporting the channel. Kent, Paranormal, and Urbex. Google, brand new to the stocks, Nookbang. Thank you for being a member. We're just going to focus on our members with a badge. If you're around for another month, then you'll be part of the badge crew. The SEC won't let me be or let XRP get clarity. This looks like a job for me to shake up the banks and set payments free. Yeah, please do. VU, please, and entry price. Okay, WW wants to have a look at VU. Let's have a look at VU. And I'm just the reason. I'm just looking at badges. People who have 2 months, 1 month badges, we will look at your requests. If you've just become a member this month, there was a lot of requests in this live show, so we normally do all members' requests, but we're just going to focus on the ones that have been members for over a month, and also the super chats. So let's go back and look at VU. Again, something's happened to my chart because I've definitely updated this a couple times. Just trying to check something. Just see if we got. Just checking something. Let's see if we can get VU. I'm so confused where my charts have gone. I'll try and sort that out before next stream. Get VU. Okay, so the VU again, just a bit of context. Bear market was here. We saw that we called the end of the bear market technically was around March, January of 2023. Martyn called it a few weeks earlier. He called it a better price, but technically, in the technical chart analysis world, was then. And then ever since, we've seen a parallel channel to the upside again. That just shows me it's a technical thing. It's also a visual way of looking at a bull market where you have higher highs, higher lows. This is the structure we're holding. This is the parallel channel to the upside. This is bullish as long as we stay within it or above it. If we see big deviations from this parallel channel, this is when you start getting concerned. Whether it's above it, where you start getting overbought, or below it, where market structure changes. Currently, we've been above these areas. This isn't the areas I like to be buying. For me, again, back when we were down here at $395, that was the last oversold area to buy. Then we've been looking at the heart line as good areas to buy. 455, 470, and then ever since we've been in the oversold bracket. So yes, the market continued to go higher. But ever since $500, I haven't been buying the S&P 500. And we went all the way up to $563. So I did miss out on a lot of gains, but that's just because I want to stick to my strategy of looking at where is a fair value to buy the S&P 500. And all throughout these levels, we've been seeing a big level of resistance on the S&P 500. It's around 6,000. On the VU, we're looking at $560, where the topping structure is occurring. We're now below the bull market support band, and we're actually back within the parallel channel. Our first buy was $533. Our next one is going to be $515. The one after around $500. we are back in the parallel channel. We're back into nearly fair value. Fair value will be for me around $515 for the S&P for VU, and that is the heart line of the parallel channel. We haven't seen the heart line be tested all the way since August of 2024. That's the last time we saw the heart line of this parallel channel be tested. If we get back below that, you're looking around $500. If Heartline's at $514, the next main level of horizontal support is around $500. And then if you break below $483, you're looking to be entering a bear market, and then we need to reassess. At 440 might be a target, and coming back down to the lows of October of 2022 could also be a possibility at $323. But those are areas we won't look into until, for example, a recession or a big stock market crash. The next levels, $520, $500 are two areas I would be buying the SP 500 next. For me right now, we don't have a clear structure. This isn't an area to be buying or selling. In my opinion, in terms of technical analysis, we don't really have key levels. I mean, the last one, to be fair, just looking at the chart now, $520 seems to be a nice level, which is around the heart line of this channel. There is no major trade to be taken on the short or long side. You are sort of in the middle of no man's land with no clear support, no clear resistance, exactly where we are now. All we're looking at is a structure to show us what the bull market looks like, what the parallel channel to the upside looks like, just to give us an idea of where we are, that we are still in a bull market, which it looks like we most certainly are on the S&P 500. We've got about 8 minutes left, so let's do some quick fire requests. We'll just look at charts very quickly now. We've got AMD as a request from Shannon. Shannon is looking at AMD. AMD, yep, we saw a break of structure previously. The chart was $133. It was a sell for us. First level of support is exactly where we are right now at $100. We have already shown you this chart before. If we break $100, then you're looking at $48 to $58. So we are at level of support. This is where some traders get involved, put their stop losses around $90, hope for a move to the upside, maybe to $100, maybe to $123. If the $100 doesn't hold, be ready for $58. Thank you for that request. Let's scroll down a little bit. We've got a world premiere straight after this. Let me see this. So please do go and watch that. It's about 66 minutes from now. Martyn might change the time, but that is starting in about after this show, so don't go anywhere. We've done AMD. Can you look at Vor Biopharma? Yes, Vor Biopharma. Oh.
Saab Shergel donated $2 through a super chat. Let's have a look at BN Sensei.
BN. Okay, thank you, Saab. Thank you for your super chat. Let's look at BN straight away. If you do give a super chat, just like Saab's done, we go straight to your chart, and we do have 6 minutes left. So if you want to make sure your chart request is done, then you can do a super chat. Thank you, Saab, for your request. BN. Obviously, we've looked at this before because we've got some analysis. It looks like our buy level was hit, or the support was hit at $50. It has reacted since. Wow, last time we saw this was bullish divergence. Just zooming out for a second, but yes, it looks like. Let me go on to the weekly time frame. The support was just hit, the first level we've been looking for, $50. $50 has been hit. Yeah, that's the first level. Unfortunately, the levels after this do consist of bigger moves to downside, possibly another 50%, 44% move to downside. However, this could be the end. I'm not even showing you the chart. We've looked at this before. Where we are at right now is at the level of support 50. This is previous highs we normally do see in a move to the up. Oh, here we go. Tim Rogers is here.
Tim Rogers donated $5 through a super chat. Sensei, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Take a look at both Mo and AbbVie. I will hold for the next 5 years for the dividends and appreciation.
Well, Tim Rogers, I'll gladly have a look at that. Now I've put a face to the name, I'd love to see what your top picks are, and how they look on the chart. I'm sure I've looked at your analysis. I'm sure you've super chatted me before, and I've probably complimented how good the charts look. But we can do it again today. Brookfield Corporation. We've looked at this before. When you hit new all-time highs, you normally come back down and hit previous highs. Those previous highs were at $50. Some of the time you just bounce and then you create new all-time highs. So that's why this is always the first level. And the next level would be coming. Oh, here we go.
Mikhail Jordan donated $2 through a super chat. Can you look at SCLX?
Thank you, Michael Jordan, for tuning into our show today. Yes, we can have a look at your request. Thank you for the super chat. Normally that's what you see. You see it come back, test the previous all-time highs, and then continue further. If not, you start looking at other technical levels. So my first level of buys would be here, but I'll also be prepared for a 40% move to downside for your next big level, which is this double bottom, or this upwards trending slope, which is around $32. So we'll see. Request it again next week. Let's see if we've held $50. This is my first level I'm looking at. Let's just have a look. Yeah, that's the level we're targeting. $64 is still the target. Let's see if there's any other levels. If I was going for a 50% retrace, yeah, we'll have to, for now it's very much $50, and then we'll see where the next level is, looking at the RSI, etc. But it could be all the way back down here at around $30. But still looking good for now. So thank you, Saab. Tim Rogers wants me to look at 2 stocks. We've got Martyn calling in. We've got birthday boy calling in. So let's add him let's add Martyn here. Martyn, I don't know what I've done. I've got both
hello.
of us here. There we go.
What you done there?
I don't know.
That's quite good.
Both of us.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Sensei, for letting me on the show. Yes, it is my birthday today. I'll be having a party in the morning at 7:30. So join me for that. Members only show tomorrow morning. The reason for calling in now is to let you know that at the end of this show, Sensei, what time do you want to finish? Just to give me an idea.
I will probably finish after everyone stops super chatting on the chart request. So I imagine about 5-10 minutes.
Okay, I'll keep watching you then. I'll keep moving the premiere out until just so we got a good rough idea. Okay, so after Sensei's show, I have a world premiere that I've recorded over this weekend. Spent a lot of time putting together, for the first time ever, actually, a prediction. I'm making a prediction for a rally on Friday. Very rarely do that, and I'm going to give you lots of reasons why I think so. So it's a 15-minute video with fact after fact after fact of history and what we've seen before, what I'm expecting to see this Friday, what I'm expecting to see during the week from the earnings, the CPI, the PPI, everything you need to know to be prepared for tonight's open. But I am making a prediction for this Friday. I'm all in. I'm using my own money to back it up. So I'm not just saying it. I've done it with my real money. I'm all in with margin, and all in every which way you possibly can, even selling my gold card to Sensei to raise an extra bit of cash to get a few more shares in the market. So I'll hand you back to Sensei. The link is in the chat. It'll automatically take you there. It'll go the minute that Sensei finishes this show, which will be in about 10-15 minutes. Sensei, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Martyn. Not sure how I did that, but I enjoyed having us side by side. Happy birthday to Martyn. I see all your messages here. I'm sure Martyn's looking at them and he's appreciating them. So yes, happy birthday, Martyn. I wish I could sing a song. I wish I could get on the piano and do a song for Martyn, but yeah, I don't think Martyn would appreciate that. I don't think he would. I think he appreciates the chair that the Lucasades got together. I'm going to send him the new merch, and some stuff that he's wanted. So join him on his next stream, and I'm sure you can give him some super chats or buy from the clothing store, or whatever you like, to show your appreciation. But he'll be going live tomorrow celebrating his birthday. You heard what he said there. He's going to have the live world premiere straight after this show, which will be probably in about 5-10 minutes once we get through the super chats. Look at this, everyone wishing Martyn a happy birthday. I love it. Jerry, I will look at gold and silver just because I want to look at gold and silver. Okay, let's look at Tim Rogers' request. I'm looking forward to this. Let's see what these charts look like. MO, which I guess is Altria Group. There is nothing else that would be relevant. So yeah, Altria Group. Let's zoom out, because what you have to do is zoom out on these stocks and see if they've been around for a while. So yeah, big tick. It's been around for a while. Big tick. It's constantly growing. What's a bit funny about this one is it topped out in 2017. It's gone down and sideways since. So I wonder what's happened. Oh, I'm not even showing you. I've done this twice now, so I apologize. Big ticks because it's been around for a while. Big ticks, higher highs, higher lows. Went all the way up in 2017. Sold off. I'm not sure why we've got these chart lines here. We can get rid of them. Downtrend, and then now it's accumulating again. So just looking from 2017, it went down into its downtrend, and then we are looking to accumulate, which is what it's sort of what it looks like it's doing. This phase here, it looks like an accumulation, a downwards trend, a breakout, accumulation, ready for whatever its next move is, the upside. I will be holding for the next 5 years for the dividends and appreciation. So for the dividend yield on this, I assume, oh wow, a big dividend, 7%, and its growth. So that's a double whammy. That's really good. Looking at the chart on a smaller time frame, let's move away from the weekly time frame because that looks fine. It looks like on the longer time frame we're in an accumulation phase. On the smaller time frames, where you do have a nice upwards trend going on. You're above its moving averages. You've held support at $54, and it looks like you're heading to your next technical target of $61. If $61 does get breached, there is nothing really stopping you from all-time highs. Let me just check this. It'll be the 786, and that'll be it. Yep, let me show you that. I'll add that in as a zone. The 786 and $67. So let me add that in. So yes, the trend is the upside. You've just broken previous highs around $56, which is a very good sign. It looks like your next level is $61, $67, then all-time highs. So for me, the stock is looking good. I don't know about the fundamentals. Technically looking at the stock from high to low, you've got the 786 at $67, but the real target for over the next 5 years, if this stock breaks all-time highs, you're looking at $106. That's my main target. That will require the stock to continuously make higher highs, higher lows, stay above support, $54, then get above its next level of resistance, $61, $67. But it looks like the way it's set up has had its downtrend, it's gone sideways, it's held support, higher highs, it's looking like it wants to break out to the upside. So for me, that gives it a tick, a thumbs up for me, especially if it continues moving to the upside. Right now, what it needs to get back above is its previous highs, $58. But I know you're looking at this long term, and long term, just zooming out, what you're looking at is a big bull market, a move to the downside which consisted of lower lows, lower highs. That downside move got broken. You've gone into this sideways movement since 2021, ready for its next phase, which to me, looking at it technically, it's looking like higher highs, looking like growth. The next one was ABB. Oh, we've got a new member.
Diana Mukeen has become a member.
Thank you very much for becoming a member. I'm not sure why this is not working. Can't get out my window. Let me just go over to this screen for a second while I try to figure this out. What is going on here? Okay, let me try again. Thank you for becoming. Someone just became a member. Oh, Diana became a member. Thank you for becoming a member. We're looking at ABB VIE. This is your second request. Thank you for your super chats. Oh, here we go. Wow. Let's zoom out. I'm sure this is another one of those stocks that's been around for. Yeah, look at this. You zoom out and you can tell what kind of stock it is. It's a stock that continues making highs, continues to grow, continues to make higher lows. More people holding it, more people owning it. Just like something like the S&P 500 would look like. This is the sort of chart you want to look at. The complete opposite to one of the SBC, or even the opposite to Nvidia, where you just see it go sideways and then suddenly boom. This is the sort of chart you're looking for. Pharmaceutical company, high 3% dividends, market capitalization of $373 billion. You know this company's going nowhere, and just by looking at it, you're looking at all-time highs where you are at right now. Let's move into the smaller time frame, and what you're looking at. Let's get rid of these levels. Your next technical level would be a Fibonacci zone from the previous high to the low. You are targeting $231. You are on your way there. You've broken previous highs. That is the next level. Traders would be taking profits. Maybe long-term holders that bought a bit lower, they will be targeting $230 as well. Unfortunately, technically speaking, because you're in price discovery, you don't really have much to go off. Let's just look at a few other levels. Nothing over there. Yeah, again, with this chart, you just need to keep an eye on it. All it needs to do is continue making higher highs, higher lows. That could be illustrated by just drawing a line, diagonal line from these levels, which makes lows, and it marks the bottom of these sell-offs. It continues to make higher lows. Don't be surprised if it capitulates maybe all the way down to $162. Yes, it would be annoying. It would be a big move to downside, 25% move to downside. But the trend for this stock seems to be continuously moving higher. So again, no real technical analysis that we can do on this chart. All I can say is zooming out, it looks good. Zooming in, all you need to do is continue making higher highs. And the next level, if you're looking at it on a short-term time frame, is a Fibonacci from this high to low, which is around $234. Thank you for your suggestion. Sorry I couldn't tell you more, but these charts, you're not looking at amazing trade setups, because they are just long-term DCA levels, DCA stocks that will continue performing well, in my opinion. I think this is our final super chat. So if we don't get any more, we'll do this and silver, and then we'll be finished with the show. Scilex. Okay, and now we go over to some stocks that don't look as good. You can see the difference between these stocks. I mean, this is IPO'd at $10, went all over the place, and now it's at 34 cents. Yeah. Again, unfortunately, not much to say on this one because of how terrible it looks. If you're in the stock, you know you're gambling. Most likely the stock's going to go to zero, but you're hoping for a short squeeze that will take up to $1, and you 2x your money in a day. That is also a possibility with this stock. It is just not one you want to be DCAing into, in my opinion. You take one look at it and you know it just makes lower lows, lower highs. This company is not Oh, Sammy donated
$5 through a super chat.
Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Sammy. I'm trying to see if you've given me a chart request. It doesn't seem like you have. Michael Jordan, LMAO. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to think of something to say here. Just be careful. I mean, just look at the chart and you can see it just going to downside. this chart is not a long-term investment. This chart is you're gambling unless you know some inside information that no one else does. You might make a 5x, you might make a 10x, you might make a 100x with this stock, but technically speaking, all you've done is made lower lows, lower highs, and that's normally what continues. Just like the previous stocks we saw from Tim Rogers, higher highs, higher lows for years and years and years. This has done the same thing but opposite. And the trend is your friend. The trend is to the downside. Unfortunately, you are at price discovery to the downside. So again, I can't give you any technical levels, but I'm not just going to make things up. And unfortunately, with this stock, I can't tell you much apart from just be very careful. Be prepared for a massive move to the upside as well. If you're gambling, then look, 75 cents is something that can easily occur. But yeah, it's unfortunately, if you have something else you want me to have a look at, but I can't give you much feedback on that one. I think we just got one more, didn't we? Oh yeah, yes, NS. Yeah, don't worry, Sammy, I've got you. NBIS is what you want. Let's have a look. I always like to zoom out and have a look. Okay, this is more interesting. It's not an amazing company because it's not just been going up. However, it's not just been going down either. Just trying to see what's going on here. Let's go for a parallel channel. IPO'd, went up, got some resistance around $42. Got your lows around $18, capitulation lows around $10. And then you pumped all the way up to $57 and dropped all the way down to $13. So a very, very volatile stock we've got here.
Vaz donated £4.99 through a super chat. Thanks for being here almost every Sunday. Haha. Can you have a look at Vistry Group, please? VTY on London Exchange.
Almost every Sunday. Can you look at Vistry Group, VTY on London Exchange? Thank you, Vaz, for being here almost every Sunday to you too as well, Vaz. Yes, we can have a look at that. This is Sammy's suggestion, just trying to get my bearings. We haven't looked at this stock before. Market cap is 7 billion. No dividend. What does it do? Technology company that provides infrastructure services to AI builders worldwide. Cool. Yeah, to me, I mean, this is the fair value area. You're looking at this parallel channel. The heart line is where you're at. $30 is a level. For me, if I was getting involved in this company, you know, these are the areas. $30 would be my first buy. $15 would be my next buy. I would keep something on the side in case $10 occur. What we're looking for occurring is $40 is a bit of resistance, but realistically, getting back above $40 is when this stock has performed really well. It's only done that once, and the last time it dropped went above $40 and closed its daily candle there and confirmed its breakout. It doubled very quickly, went all the way up to 87 cents. So that's what we're waiting for, this accumulation pattern to end, get back above $40 and then make new highs. And for that to happen, it just has to break $40 with a bit of volume and get back above it. But in the meantime, there are certain levels it might hit, which might be a nice place to accumulate if you really like this stock. One is the heart line around $30. That's where we're at now. One is at $16, which we were previously at in February of 2022, and then the other one will be $10 if that does occur. So those are three levels. You're at your first buy level. If I really like the stock, I want to get involved, I'd buy it here. I would leave some money on the side to buy at $16 and $10. This is not a growth stock that is 100% guaranteed to continue making highs. This is one of those new technological AI companies that you're hoping to get some momentum. You're in its accumulation parallel channel and resistance at $42, but once you get back above $42, you're looking to have a big move to the upside. Just looking at Fibonacci levels for when you get back above $42, you are looking at possibly $71 being the level you try and approach. But right now you're at your first level. We've just got another super chat, so we'll have to do that. Martyn is live now. Let's see. Okay, we've got 1 minute and 33 seconds to send you there. Let's quickly do this. Sensor, thank you. I agree with both hot stocks. If Arvo pulls back, allow dividends to buy back the stock lower. Yeah, amazing. Sammy, we've done you. Now it's Vaz. VTY, 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 VTY. VTY on the London Stock Exchange. We've got about a minute, and then Martyn is live now. VTY on the, okay, so this is another stock you zoom out, is constantly making new highs. Very volatile recently, very good levels currently, in my opinion. You're making new highs, which is very good. The uptrend is very nice. You've just hit levels that I would have loved to buy, $530. It does look like the trend is going to continue to the upside. Just for a level, if you're trading this, you're looking at $983, $1,250. But very volatile. You came back to its lows. So I'm not even showing it. VTY is looking brilliant. Look at that long-term trend. You're back at its lows. The uptrend is there on the weekly time frame. Very, very volatile, but you're back at its lows. You are expecting the Fibonacci to take you somewhere around $1,000, which is very good. Looking at it on the 3-day time frame as well. Vaz, thank you very much for your donation. I'm trying to do this as fast as possible because we've got a Premier. You're looking to either close that gap at $1,283. Right now, looking great for VTY. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. This will take you straight to Martyn's premiere. Thank you all for tuning in. Join me next Sunday. We'll do more chart analysis. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Stay where you are. Click the link. Join me in the premiere. See you there. Thank you. Bye-bye.